Welcome to the Z-Listers podcast. I am your host, Austin, and I'm joined by my co-host, Adam,
What's up, guys? Welcome back.
and my other co-host, Maynor.
Welcome back to another great episode.
And today we have a season 4 review. If you've seen our other videos, you've seen that we have been following this show. In particular, me and Adam and Maynard just binged it all. So
Mhm.
he's coming in with a totally fresh perspective of the entire series. So today we have that for you guys. But before we do that, let's get into our segment of what we're watching. Um, Adam, Maynard, have you guys watched anything over the past week?
I just finished rewatching season 1 of Ted Lasso with Megan.
Mm,
This is her first time watching. She's really enjoying it. Not much really. Maybe I was thinking going on a movie on my own
yeah.
tonight, but we'll see.
You watched The Mummy, though, recently, didn't you?
Trash,
Mm.
trash,
I'm actually gonna go see that tomorrow.
trash.
Mm,
That I was expecting way more out of a Lee Cronin movie. I was expecting
mhm,
like Evil Dead Rises type quality, but
mm,
something about
no.
children, man, in scary movies, it does not
Mm,
hit well for me.
mm.
That's so funny. I
Got
was
real
talking to some
corny.
coworkers and they loved the movie. They thought it was
Ooh.
good. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm,
It
dang.
dragged a little bit too long. I was like, there's hardly a lot of movies that I'm like, man, can this end, please? And this one was one of them. I was like, God, just like a whole like 30 minutes. Oh, like 30 minutes is a lot in a movie. And if I think a
Yeah.
whole 30 minutes can be cut out of the movie, that it was way too long.
Mm,
Mm.
mm, dang. Maynard, have you watched anything this week?
I mean, honestly, I had been watching Invincible, but this past
Mm-hmm.
weekend, I'm a huge wrestling fan, and it was
Mm,
WrestleMania weekend. So I really just watched that Saturday and Sunday.
mm,
I can say if you're a wrestling fan, 9-1 was trash. 9-2 lived up so much to the hype. It
mm,
saved the whole like road to WrestleMania that was like really bad and really clunky. But 9-2 really lived up and it was really fun.
mm. Um, yeah, I mean, we were talking about it the other night, so I knew you were watching WrestleMania. But I watched, I watched 28 Years Later, Bone Temple. I watched the second one and I liked it. It's my favorite one of the whole series. And the last one, 28 Years Later, I was like, oh, I wanted more zombies. This one has even less zombies, but I thought it was a better movie. I just like the relationship between the two. This is the zombie character and the doctor. I thought that was like great. That
I
was
think
great.
in the first one, it was like trying to figure out which way it wanted to go. It was going to be a zombie movie or it's going to be like a character driven movie. But I think this
Hmm.
one focused more on the character driven side of the story, which I think I enjoyed a little bit more than the first one too.
Yeah, yeah. No, I enjoyed the focusing on the characters rather than it just being a zombie movie.
Yeah.
But that's really all I watched this week. I mean, of course, we're doing the Invincible review, so that, and then I feel like I finished something else. Watching Euphoria. Um,
Mm.
and so that's okay. That's okay right now. Um, yeah, it's just, I was just telling my fiance, I'm like, every time I finish a show, I don't feel good. Like, I'm like, I don't, it's toxic because it's supposed to be, but nothing is positive in the show. There's like no positivity. And so I'm like, I still like it, but it's okay so far. But
I did
without
watch
further,
The Devil Wears Prada for the first
oh,
time
you
ever.
did? Oh, yeah,
Yes,
you
and I thought
did.
it
I
was
saw
really
you put
good.
it. It was
Mm.
So I'm
good.
trying to get
I
ready for
haven't,
the second one.
yeah, I haven't seen the second one. I haven't seen the first one.
It's good. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's very 2000s, and which I
Mm,
enjoy. And you tell
yeah.
on the editing, it's very 2000s.
Mm. Okay. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. I was kind of thinking we do like a little spoiler-free review, initial thoughts, and then jump into the spoiler field. Um,
Mhm.
for everybody, just to let everybody know, we are not going to go episode by episode. We're going to just hit some key plot points throughout the season that we think are important or we definitely have to talk about. So if you're looking for the episode by episode That's not going to be this our channel's episode or whatever. And so, Maynor, you just watched this thing. Like you just
Yes.
finished the whole series. What's your initial reaction to the series so far, and then what's your reaction to the season 4?
The my initial reactions, I was also one of the few not few. I was one of the people like when the first season came out, I watched it like a year after it came out and I binge watched that too. So I haven't had to deal with like the pacing issue of like having to wait like a whole week for that. I can say the pacing of the show is really good and it's a good show that has so many storylines and it's able to keep up with them. You don't really get lost or anything like that, and it's able to handle like a lot of the storylines really well. I will say though, season two was a drag for me, but season three and season four really pick up again. It's just that season two feels like it should have been like a season 1.5 type
Mm,
thing. So yeah,
mm.
but it's really well. I hadn't watched it, but I saw a lot of videos like on TikTok of people complaining about the animation. When I was watching, I was
I
like,
don't.
"This is oh
Yeah.
yeah, I did not see it." They were like saying
Oh,
like, "Oh, it looks like a
you got to go
JPEG."
revisit season one. It is significantly different compared to this season or this year's episode.
Hmm.
This year's episode alone, or like this episode that came out recently,
Yeah.
you can tell that it was completely animation. They saved it for certain scenes. There was shadowing. There was actually contrast in the scene. It wasn't just
Uh,
2D. It actually looked 3D.
mm,
Um, and you look back on the animation on season one because I was grabbing clips from season one so I can edit.
yeah.
And Mark looks, you can tell Mark looks really different in the
Mm,
drawing quality of it. And there's
really.
actually, they feels like there's shape to the character instead of just floating JPEGs just moving across the
Yeah.
screen.
Mm. I heard a lot of people were complaining about it. I didn't see the difference, and I think that's what they're hoping for, just because well, I haven't rewatched the earlier seasons in years. So, but that's interesting that you can notice a difference just by editing the
Mhm.
clips. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So Adam, did the animation affect anything for you this season?
No, not really. I mean, like, I didn't revisit season one until like after I finished this season's finale, and I was
Hmm.
just trying to get some content for our podcast later so I can edit. And I was like, man, like you can tell, I can see why people are shitting on the animation in regards to like quality and why
Hmm.
it's taking so long. Because like, if the animation is gonna look like this in season four, like why is it taking so long to produce like another season?
Hmm.
Well, granted, I mean, animation is a really hard thing to do, so I don't
Yeah.
I don't blame anyone for taking their time to do it to get a good quality season as well
Yeah.
as this season was. Because
Mm-hmm.
like you were saying, spoiler free, definitely in my quick thoughts on this season, it's definitely on the top two compared to all four that came out.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. Like this wouldn't be my top season,
No,
but it's really solid. It's really solid.
it's
Um
gonna be season one now. It's gonna be the
yeah,
top.
season 1.
Yeah,
Season
season
1.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah,
is granted
season
season
1.
one's a given to be the top one because it's so like out there and it's like such an interesting story because like we never visited anything like this in a superhero story.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I'll just give my thoughts real quick. I mean, I enjoyed season 4. I thought like yeah, it was solid. Not much filler, which I liked. Because I will say, especially like season 2, there's a lot of
Bro,
filler.
there is a lot of
There's a lot
filler.
of
Uh,
yeah, especially in the beginning. There's a lot of
Mhm.
filler, and so the only there was really one filler episode, and I liked that episode, the devil episode.
that's one of my favorite
Oh
ones.
no, dude, that I did not enjoy season
Really?
episode four at all. I
Oh,
think that's
Yeah,
episode four
no,
of the season.
yeah, it
I think it's
is.
That's the
yeah.
Herm episode. Oh my god, it
Hmm.
was like
I saw a lot of people. It's the lowest rated one on IMDb,
as
and
it
I'm
should be,
surprised.
as it
I
should be,
had
No,
I
because
had
it's
fun in that episode.
yeah,
if you
yeah,
take the context, because okay, audience, these two have not don't know the story full story in Invincible. I do,
yeah.
and I'm coming from his perspective. Like I've already read all of it. I know what happened, and if for a show to be still really good and I know what's happening, is doing
Mhm.
his job, is very adapting very well. but I don't know if it's a spoiler or not since we're kind of seen it already. But this is an original
Mm.
storyline. This is not from the comics. I think
Oh.
yeah, this is original, and this is completely new. So they are adapting the story for God knows what reason. I'm sure it's
Hmm.
gonna come back in the future, and I'm gonna say, man, that was the best episode ever made. How they
Hmm.
connected, but I think they could have adapted a little bit better in regards to like because they cut out a lot of like really important like character scenes and they added this episode. I was like, man, I think they really missed out on like
Hmm.
when they were on like him, Nolan and Oliver are on the planet by themselves. They
I
missed
like
out
that
on
episode.
that. Yeah, I really enjoyed that episode for a
Yeah.
character for Oliver.
So that was our initial thoughts. If you want to watch the rest of the video, it will be a spoiler-filled video. So if you have not seen season 4 or maybe even some other seasons, just stop right here. And then for the rest of you that have seen it, let's get going. So we open up this season and we see Mark, and he had just finished. Him and Eve just finished defeating Conquest. We see the fallout from that, and one of the major plot points for the beginning was Mark dealing with. He's finally realizing I can't just keep letting these guys live because they keep coming back. And funny enough, Robot even says that while he was talking to his girl. And so at the beginning of the season, we really see Mark struggling to be okay. I don't want to be a Viltrumite killer like my dad, but I'm realizing that my way isn't working either. What did you guys think about like his internal struggles here?
I personally liked it more than
Mm.
previous seasons.
Mm.
I understood why he didn't want to kill in the previous seasons. Like it's very noticeable, but it pissed me off on like
It
how
Yeah.
comes to a
much.
point where you have to just
Yeah,
end the threat. It's
it's
getting absolutely ridiculous at this
Hmm.
point. We
and
live
I
in a
was
world where everyone's killing each other. You gotta end the threat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was telling Austin, I was like, one of my favorite characters is Cecil. And Mark, I think it was season 2 or season 3, he was just being the biggest hypocrite almost the whole entire season. And it was pissing me off so much. So I'm really glad, like, this season, it did dive more into, like, yeah, he's struggling, but he's now more willing to do what
Mhm.
he needs to do. And it's
Hmm.
shown more, like, especially throughout the season and even, like, episode 4, where he's just like, how the hell do I kill her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it like he's dealing with that internal struggle, and he's kind of leading more of the side of like, okay, I'm just gonna end this now, so it won't be a future threat. Because you see in the Squid episode, like he goes he goes for the kill, and he ends it because those squids could escape the bubble that was containing them, and he made a choice, and that choice was ending the threat right there, so these squids won't come back,
Hmm.
and that's where I get the stereotypical like superhero trope of okay, like that's what separates me between the villain. It's like the
Yeah.
villain willing to like kill someone and stuff with no remorse, but us as a hero, we have like an ethical dilemma, like or like moral that we have to keep keep for the persona in public. Like, hey, no matter what happens or how bad it ever gets, like we can't stoop as low as these
Yeah.
villains. And that's the same thing that is happening in season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. They
Mm.
are diving into the trope of well, like it's Matt's persona is like, okay, do I go out and end Kingpin while he's at his low and everything will be soft, or do I keep my moral high ground of like, okay, we're going to trust through the justice system and go through the whole due process and do it the
Hmm.
right way. But are
Hmm.
you really dealing with anything? And I think
Hmm.
that's why I enjoy Invincible because they go that way and then they don't deviate. And you still see there still is a struggle, even though
Yeah.
he mentally and he's having a lot of PTSD from his fight from Conquest. Because my man Conquest in season 3 just
I
ran
know.
through.
He did.
And for a show that's called my man is getting his ass beat every
Every
day
episode,
episode.
dude.
And I guess Invincible, yes, is a name for just he cannot get really hit with bullets or penetrated, but
Mhm.
yeah, he gets penetrated a lot. Hands like this, I
Yeah.
like that.
Uh, yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm like, okay, finally he did it. He finally did
Mhm.
it. I was at first I was kind of disappointed in Cecil because I'm like, wait a second. Like your MO is just you got to do what you got to do. That's Cecil's thing. And when Mark says I did it, and he's like, no, you shouldn't have done that, Mark. That's not you. I like that he said like it wasn't him, but I'm like, man, that's not the Cecil. I don't know. Like immediately, my immediate reaction was I didn't like that Cecil said that because that's never been him in the show. But now, as we saw the finale, like I think it's just character growth for Cecil that he views Mark as more than just an asset. Like
Yeah.
he still views him as an asset, but there's still some type of father son relationship type there. So I did like how he was like, that's not who you are, you know.
I mean, you
But I'm
see it in
so
that scene where he's like talking to Mark one on one. He's he's Mark is still fighting. He's like, okay, like I don't want to
mhm.
make this. I don't feel like making a decision. Then Cease was like, that's why I'm here for you to make that decision for you, so it doesn't weigh
Yeah,
so much on you. And that like
right.
kind of entails like, okay, Cecil is growing. He understands Mark is going through this stuff, and
Mhm,
like you say, he's not using him as an asset anymore. He's as like a person struggling for making these decisions because he's
mhm.
gone through a lot. He's gotten beaten by his dad already. He's
Yeah,
gotten,
Every
he's
episode
gotten,
he's going through a lot.
yeah.
He's like finally gets a rest or something. He's like, "Hey, we need you," and it's like a traumatic event.
I mean, that's how
Um,
yeah,
season four starts. They're still
yeah.
fighting villains.
yeah.
Uh,
Oliver's grown up. We missed that.
um,
Oliver's grown. There's a time skip.
Mhm.
I'm
I
like,
do
oh,
Yeah.
like
time.
how you said about Cecil, like he told Mark, like, I'm here to do all that stuff. I did like
Hmm.
that scene where he was like, I'm not that old, but
Hmm.
like I look like this because like I let you guys rest and I can deal with all the I
Yeah,
was
he
like,
makes his
that's a good
decisions.
line.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
And so yeah, we see so we see Mark struggling internally. And then that's episode one. And the next episode was one of my favorite episodes. We get a backstory into the Viltrum Empire. And here is where we get to see what caused the downfall. First of all, what was your and then we meet the Supreme Viltrumite, Thrag. What was your
Hmm.
first reaction to him? Not now. When you first saw him, because I was like, I saw him and the way he was speaking, the voice acting, it wasn't hitting for me. And I was
No, it
like,
should be deeper.
yeah. So I even told my fiance, I'm like, the voice actor for Krieg, who's actually Mr. Krabs, he does Mr. Krabs. He's more intimidating voice wise. I'm like, man, they should have reversed those because, and
Yeah.
even to the point where I'm like, oh, this guy isn't really the king. Like like there's gonna be a twist or
Bitch made
something.
boy. That's what he
Yeah,
asked us. I was like, he's not intimidating at all.
no, he wasn't, and so I was a little disappointed. And I'm like, this can't be the guy. This can't be the supreme, the baddest of the bad, or whatever. And then we'll get to Thrag later on. But what did you guys think of this episode of the background and the Scourge virus?
I was shocked.
Hmm.
I mean, we did learn season three, like there were only 50 left.
Yeah.
And that's when I think this is also the season that we learned like why they can't reproduce with each other anymore. But I was just surprised on like how many were like just dying immediately. Like
Dude,
it was so many. Like at the end of the
so
episode when they were
many.
like showing, I was like, holy shit. Like it's a
Yeah.
lot.
I was
And to be
like,
honest, it's like kind of how do you say it? Like self-induced on what they did unto themselves.
yeah,
They could have
yeah,
prevented a lot of that from happening. Like, do you
dude.
see that Thaddeus,
Thetis.
Thetis, Thetis like talks about like we don't have to rule with like an imperial mindset if we
Hmm.
like can give and take at the same time and work in like harmony. They
Hmm.
will be willing to do the stuff for us while we're still ruling over them. But
Yeah.
they just like foot all over the neck type of stuff. Like
Hmm.
they they are like the peak of civilization, and everyone beneath them is like inferior to them. And I guess that was their downfall.
Dude, when they said, I don't know if it was hundreds of millions or billions, but I
I
was
think it
like,
was
oh, I think it
billions.
was billions. I'm like, oh, this empire was gigantic. This was like,
Hmm.
And then I also thought, I'm like, oh my God, they would have never have lost like a billion of those guys of Supermen, Superwomen.
Hmm.
Like I thought it was so hard when when they made the planet's ring out of the dead bodies, dude.
Hmm.
That was fire. That was fire.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like the background in this episode. We really see the Viltrumites just, yeah, like you said, Adam, like a human to an ant. Like I don't care if I
Hmm.
step on like a pile of ants or whatever.
Well, you kind of skipped over episode 2 because that episode 2 is actually where we go back to meet Alan and Nolan and what they're doing. They're actually hunting or not hunting, they're searching for the weaknesses in Nolan's books. They're actually gathering all the weapons and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's all
They're
the same
getting
episode.
Is it all in the same episode? I
Yeah,
thought
it's
that
all the
was in a
same.
later one.
Uh-uh. No,
Hmm.
it's all the same. Um, but yeah, as you were saying, yeah, Adam, we also see Adam and Nolan going after those key pieces that could defeat the Viltrum Empire that Nolan wrote about in his books. How'd you guys feel about the new recruits? Adam, you can take it since you were just starting talking about that.
I mean, Space Racer is probably could solo the
Yeah,
rest of the Viltrum Empire, and if they
bro.
actually use his character correctly. But this man is like MIA half the time, and then comes up in like certain moments and just absolutely disappears. I
He's
don't
Hmm.
know
too
why it
powerful.
takes
That's
the ray
why.
gun. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why it takes this ray gun like 20 minutes to power up. He's
Do you see the damage that thing does?
I get it, but like, why is this man having iron sights on this thing? Put a scope on this bitch and just use it. I
He's
guess he's
quick
really
scoping people,
efficient with
man.
it. He is. He's really efficient with it, as you saw in the later half of the season. He puts in some work, and like you see like how much damage it can do.
Hmm.
But I mean, Tech Jacket. I mean, just a little bit of knowledge. Tech Jacket was gender swapped. He was a male inside the
Uh,
comics. Um, they got switched over here in the animation with Penny Parker look-alike, sound alike.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
Zoe.
she honestly provides absolute. She is
Oh
getting
man.
mollywopped every episode. I'm like, girl, just pay attention. You're gonna get your freaking like back blown out every single time you turn around. You start talking.
Yeah, dude. Alan was basically like saved her so many times in this
Hmm.
season.
Yeah.
Just pulled her away, threw somebody off of her. Like except for the second to last episode, she was a liability. She really
He
was.
was. She was.
Um,
Because I feel
but
like her
yes,
weapons don't even do that much damage to them. It just like bothers them. So I'm
it
like,
was more
Yeah.
for the Viltrumite soldiers. You know what I mean? Like
mm,
those like
Yeah.
that's what she was good for. Like keeping like
Which I
the
get. Keep them
yeah
away from the fight type of thing.
yeah.
But
Um,
I did read a lot of comments like people are like trashing her online, but there are
mm,
saying it is true in the last season she did defeat a mark in that episode in one of the
oh,
episodes.
she did.
She did kill one of the marks.
oh
So
I think it was
she
a
is
yeah.
about it.
Veltermite
Yeah,
mark.
and I mean, yes, he's half breed, but still she defeated a mark on her own. So
Mm,
she's about it. But when it comes to these full bred Viltrumites,
Mm.
she don't stand a
mm-mm.
chance.
Or maybe she's just
She
better at
can't
one
even
on
be
ones.
Lucan, man. She can't even be Lucan. Lucan is superior. He should be ruling over Thrak.
Mm.
That's how much I should believe in him.
Who's Lucan? Lucan's the.
The
Is he the doctor
bigger.
one? Oh, no, no,
Mm,
no, no.
mm-mm. No,
He's
Because I
a,
was
he's
he
gonna say
probably
the
looks alike.
doctor one, the one that has like the evil eye. He's a
that's
fraud.
Krieg.
He's a
That's Krieg.
fraud. That
That's
man's
Krieg.
weak.
My man folded.
Oh.
He folded when he got
Weak.
to Earth.
Mm.
No,
Uh,
This is what
Nolan.
Earth is about. He's
Oh
like,
no,
I'm
so no, it
about
was
this.
Thaddeus. He like immediately started beating him. I was like, yeah,
Thetis.
because you are weak.
Yeah, he did say
Uh,
that. But yeah, so far in the season, yeah, they start recruiting. It's like, okay, the war is gonna happen, but we need recruits. Space Racer's gun is like the most powerful thing in the universe. It lived up to the
Mhm.
hype
I did.
that Nolan was talking about. The lizard people, that was I like that scene, and I like how they brought him back
Mhm.
towards the end. That was pretty cool. But then we have a so that's episode 2/3. I can't remember. I know it's two is when they give the backstory of the Viltrum Empire.
Mhm.
But then we have our filler episode, which we're not going to talk too much about. I mean, nothing really happens that lends to the main story other than Mark the devil owing Mark a favor, and Dark Blood is looking for somebody who's really strong on Earth. And so that's the bit of information we get from that episode. Then Nolan comes back and says, "Mark, Oliver, we need your help to fight this war." They leave, and this is when they run into Conquest. The sound design in this episode was great, and well, particularly that one scene. I'm not going to say the whole episode, but what do you guys think of the second fight between Conquest and Mark?
Before we get to that part,
Hmm.
I want to
Yeah.
say when Alan came back to Earth. Oh, I don't know if it was in this episode or later on, but like he was like meeting up with like Devi, the costume guy, and I don't know if
Hmm.
he
Mhm.
met up with Cecil did yet,
You
but
mean
Cecil,
Nolan?
Nolan, yeah,
Nolan.
Nolan. Cecil stood his ground with Nolan, and I love that scene. I don't know if it was in this episode or later on.
It
It
was
was
later on.
it
Later
was the
on,
It was
okay, we'll
finale.
it was
talk
just
about that later
recent
on.
recent episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the only thing I will say by real quick is I love the costume designer guy. When Nolan's had, he just like, whew, like you see, guy,
Yeah.
he was scared. Because Rayleigh's like, I don't remember what Omni Man did. Why does everybody like really hate it? She didn't remember, and so I showed her the. She's like, yeah, I get it now. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, that
like he
man killed
murdered
like
so
2,000
many.
people,
Yeah,
which I thought would have been more. And when
I
they
thought it'd
showed
been
how
more
much,
too.
I thought it'd
Yeah.
been like in the 10,000s maybe, but
Yeah.
only 2,000.
Um. But yeah. So, what do you guys think of the Battle of Conquest?
I loved it. I thought it was so good. I
Mm,
like the Mark went off on him and he was like killed on sight basically.
yeah.
And it was
If
very graphic.
if I
Hmm.
was Mark, like coming back to Earth in this recent episode, my I would have mollywop Cecil. I'm like, why is this dude still alive?
Yeah.
After like I already ended him, already bashed his head in, and he's still alive. And
Hmm.
he freaking he put his whole forearm in me. He started taking out my lining and intestines. Oh my god, that episode got me. I was
Yeah.
squeamish.
Yeah.
That was yeah. When he just, I love it. I thought his hands were going back down, and they just come
Mhm.
right back up and just grab me, just
Yeah.
grab me
My
more.
god.
It was an awesome kill scene. I've never seen anything like that, where it was slow and brutal. I'm so glad. Yeah, this is the Mark we needed to face Conquest the first time. The angry, I'm going to kill you, like because. That's why it's so frustrating from the previous seasons because Mark's letting his people that he likes or loves die. Like they die because Mark has a chance to kill them and he doesn't. But yeah, no, not this episode. Mark's like did not let go of that man's throat and even get his insides all torn out. I will say this: Oliver needs to check himself. This dude thinks I know he's just trying to help. I like Oliver. I know he probably has some haters out there. I like him, but he is trying to battle Adam. He is trying to take on these guys 1v1, and he's the least strongest person there other than Zoe. But like he's just like Mark, gets his ass kicked, but he's weaker than Mark. And so like I appreciate the no fear trying to help, but he really just people have to kind of start saving him too.
He's such a liability. Like you feel like
Yeah.
you can't keep fighting Viltrumites and like worrying about yourself and trying to keep yourself alive. And then you have your little brother over here getting his arm snapped and his jaw taken off half the time because he can't. He is a hard headed ass saying in the beginning of the episode, Oliver, do not take on Thrag by yourself. He
Mm,
lives up to the hype. Oliver was not about it. He goes, you know what? F it. I'm going straight for him. I'm not trying to mile. Dude, like even
mm.
Mark couldn't even handle it. They even had a black flash scene, and that's how crazy it was when
That yeah,
Mark.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
That
I
was
was
so
like,
cool.
yeah,
Um,
that's what the animation was. Like, just all the budget was like right there in the very
Yeah.
end, last episode.
um, so yeah, so we see Mark defeat Conquest, but Conquest rips Mark's insides out, and that's where the episode ends. And then, of course, we pick up Mark's out. Conquest is dead, finally, even though they do try to make it seem at the very end of
Yeah.
the episode that he's coming back. But this is a really good episode because this is where we finally get to see Nolan be a father. We've never seen it in the show. other than the beginning of season one where he's teaching Mark, I guess. So I guess that counts. But be a father to Oliver because
Hmm.
in the earlier episodes, Oliver's mad at him because he wasn't his father, or he's never been a father to him, disrespected his mother, didn't seem to care about his mother, and so we see this episode where they finally grow as father and son.
Hmm.
Maynard, what'd you think of this episode?
I love the whole father son bonding.
Hmm.
I also like I was telling you, I was trying not to hate on Oliver, because I hate the trope of like he's like the new kid, like the new
Hmm.
stepbrother or whatever. Then he becomes like this annoying stepbrother, blah blah blah. But I love that like he hated Nolan and his reasons were valid, but then like Nolan really got him back and he showed that he cares about him. And I
Hmm.
love like it just was montage of them just like hanging out, hunting together, trying to keep Mark alive and everything. And even
Hmm.
at the end, he was like, "I wish like I'm glad Marcus is like alive and well, but I wish it wasn't as like as fast."
Yeah.
So I really loved those moments. It was good.
I felt like it didn't really show on how long it took Mark to heal. I mean, because
Yeah.
of course, like it's in montages and we don't know when time skips. But yes, like Maynard said, I enjoy the scenes because it kind of humanizes Nolan in his character. It's like he is really trying to be a better father to Oliver, and
Hmm.
especially with Oliver's race or like his mom being one of the bugs and their accelerated growth. One of the effects is when they're born, right when they're born, they remember everything. So he
Mm.
remembers his birth. He remembers his dad from that early time when he was a little baby. And
Hmm.
like that sticks with him because that's basically his whole life. He remembers just no one being absent his whole life until like the incident happened in season three.
Hmm.
And like you can see Nolan is like really like helping Oliver to be like a better version of himself. And he's like telling Oliver's like, hey, like I know I spent time like his time on his planet was very small, but what he learned is like more or less like forgiveness in their life on their species is so short they don't dwell on it and they just move on. And I think
Hmm.
that's what like Oliver actually absorbed and learned and just to
Hmm.
forgive his dad and move on from what he's done.
Yeah, no, I thought this was a really good episode. I like the bonding. I think they said Mark was out for 2 months,
Yeah.
Yeah,
something
too.
like that.
Hmm.
And so, but yeah, no, I like the bonding. And I, the training, I guess he trained. I mean,
He
it's
didn't
not
train.
that, it's
I
not
think
that long of
knew his word.
training, but,
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, that was a really good episode. And so finally we get into it. They realize that the Viltrumite Empire is losing. They're losing. They're going to lose the battle. And so I hated this. So Thrag has a plan to instead of fight them out in the middle of space, they're going to go to Telescria, which is the base operations for where I forgot what the team name. I forgot what the team name is. The
The
coalition
coalition.
planets.
Coalition
Yeah,
planets. Yeah.
that's their basis of operations, and we find out finally who the traitor was. Who they've been saying since season two. There's a traitor. There's a traitor. Traitor. Two things. One, I was very disappointed to find out who the traitor was because I had
Hmm.
no emotional impact. I thought it might have been Talia, Alan's girl. I was like, that would make sense. Alan
I thought
tells
so
her
too.
everything. It would have emotional connection. I still wouldn't see it coming, and because so far she's been helping them no matter what. And then we find out it's one of the brain computer dudes, and that was really
Hmm.
lackluster. But Thrag attacks, and they realize they can't beat him. Everybody's there. Battle Beast, my man, Battle Beast.
We
He
forgot about
shows
Battle
up.
Beast.
Yeah, Battle Beast is my dude. Battle Beast, Grayson, Mark, Oliver, Nolan, they all show up, and they had the Viltrumites on the ropes. So before I go into what happens next, how do you guys feel about the battle on Telescria and just the revelation of who the traitor was?
We totally skipped over my guy Mr. Lou in episode three. Um,
Ugh.
that whole side story with the dragon that had nothing
Oh,
to do
dude,
with
because I hate
Yeah.
that, dude. I hate that
it's
storyline.
It's such a filler. It's such a filler.
It
It
is.
is.
They
Like
will
for
come
me,
back.
like that filler was like it's okay. I don't really care about it. Like I don't
Hmm.
hate about it. It was an okay. It was whatever.
And
Which
they
is
still
weird
kind of
because
try
this
to
whole
show the
season,
balance. It's trying to show the
yeah,
balance of Mark, and he's still struggling. So I guess like that's why the episode was included, but it didn't need to be included. It could have
No.
been sometime after.
Yeah.
and it was weird because this whole season they did not like do any side characters. It was literally Mark, Alan, and like Nolan kind of centered season. Like
Yeah.
even Eve took a really like a lot of back season. The Guardians took a back season. Even Cecil took like
Yeah.
a
Mhm.
Cecil,
back seat.
Debbie.
So it was so confusing that they focused so much on those two characters for that episode. Which
Yeah.
I guess it was also like a growth for Oliver, but I was like, whatever. The conclusion of it, I was like, okay, this Sims feeding. Like they're not gonna
Yeah.
fight no more.
It has no significance until
Mm-mm.
like
No.
the rest. Like where we ended on this season, we just crossed the halfway mark. So there's a lot of
Mm.
story to tell. I don't
Hmm.
know if they're gonna truly adapt everything because
Hmm.
honestly, it could be split up to three more seasons
Yeah.
because it gets absolutely wild in what they try to go in. I don't know if it will be any fan favorites in regards to season wise, like if they do end up like develop these storylines. I
Hmm.
think like where it's at right now is like peak Invincible, and then like when
Mm.
this happened, like when I was reading, you think this is kind of like just nearing the end of the Invincible comic,
Yeah.
but
It's not.
it's not. It just keeps going and going. I'm like, this could have been like really more a season like ending
Yeah.
comic finale here.
Yeah.
It was giving that, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I after
Um,
the season ended, I looked up, I was like, what part are we on? When I said 55, I was like, damn.
yeah.
Like this seemed
Yeah.
like there was like a season left and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I wish I looked it up too, and I remember them saying like last year they want to do like 8 seasons, and I was just really mad because I'm like, how can there be 5 more seasons of material? Like, but and I still don't want that. I hope they condense it and make it the best of the best.
Mm-mm.
No, Adam,
Mm-mm.
no,
No, I
man,
don't
there's
agree. There's
no.
that much good story left, and I truly
Okay.
hope they focus on like the main bits of it because the
Hmm.
main bits of it's very like it kind of dives into like the ethical part of like Mark's decision making, like him being like the true because there's no more Omni Man. He is the
Hmm.
main our superhero on Earth. So he has the way of making a lot of the decisions in regards to what to do and protect Earth and to do like even like with Alan in the Coalition of Planets, Mark is still making decisions in regards to how to help that aspect because he's still protecting the universe from the Viltrumites too. So it's just
Yeah.
not Earth. He's protecting the universe itself from the Viltrumites.
Right.
And there's so much story. We were introduced into a character at the very beginning, the very first episode, Dinosaur.
Yeah.
He don't forget about him. He will come back.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
He will play a heavy role in the later seasons,
Mm.
and what Mark makes a decision in regards to who he wants to be as a
Okay.
superhero.
So before we get to the very end, did you guys have any thoughts on the Battle of Telescria and like the traitor or anything?
I
Like you
hated
said,
the
it was
traitor.
weak. Yeah, it was a weak reveal. It was a weak,
Yeah.
very weak
No.
reveal.
Yeah.
I don't think they
Very.
set it up quite well, like how they could have done it. Like maybe you could have seen a couple scenes of like him
Yeah.
potentially could be the trade, like leaking stuff. Like they could build on her name is Talia or no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Talia.
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 Like give that guy certain scenes and like that he's working on the computer, working behind the scenes, or you could even
Hmm.
involve in the background. It just gave so much screen time to Talia to make you think it's her. And I get where they're coming from. Like they wanted to be a super reveal, but it was very lackluster, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really lackluster.
Um,
Yeah.
with the battle, what's his name?
Thrag.
Thrag.
Thrag. I
I
like
still
when
wasn't
they,
sure about him yet.
yeah, when they lost the battle, I
My
was like,
skull,
this
my
man, the
skull.
skull,
Yes.
and then he like went away. I was like, you're supposed to be the main bad guy.
Yeah.
If I saw you doing that, I'd be like, yeah, nah. Give me the space. Space Racer's gun, and I'm gonna shoot him right now.
Let
Hmm.
me tell
I would
you,
like
the
literally
memes
just
were
follow him.
peaked
Yeah.
after this episode about Thrag.
Really?
They were shitting on him so hard, and like me knowing what kind of like how he is as a character, I'm
Yeah.
like the next episode is gonna be absolutely great. Now, but I just enjoyed the feeling of like, man, everyone is shitting on this character because
Hmm.
he's just hiding in this ship and he's talking to a skull. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah.
so funny. The memes is the memes for Invincible is like half the enjoyment of the show
Mm.
because it's so good.
Was this the same episode? I know I finished watching this, but I can't remember. Because I watched like 4 episodes last night in a
Yeah.
row. Was this the episode we also learned like when he became the supreme leader? Or was that the next one?
I think
The
that's the next
finale.
one.
The finale.
I think it's the next one. I
Okay.
think it's the next one.
It's the
Uh,
Penope. How do you pronounce it? The
Penultimate.
Annabelle.
Yeah, that episode is where you
Mm.
kind of get the flashback
Okay.
story
Yeah.
of Thrag.
Mm.
Because I can just say that man's not a good leader. I will say
No.
that right now. He's a
No.
terrible leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we had they had the Viltrumites on the rope, and Thetis is like, we need to attack now. Let's go to Viltrum. There's not that many left. We just need to kill Thrag. I love how he oh man. I love how he says this. And then 5 minutes later in the episode, they're like, hey, this guy's kind of untouchable. He's been training since he's been born to be the strongest. Like this is his role. So just good luck. I'm like, oh my god. And so they have him on the ropes, and they really hype up how powerful Thrag is. They're saying Nolan's scared.
Mm-hmm.
Thetis is scared. Everybody who knows Thrag is nervous and
He
scared.
Oliver
lives
doesn't
up to the
care.
hype.
Oliver doesn't care at
Oliver
all.
doesn't
So
care. They're like, do not take him on 101. Nobody take him on 101.
mhm.
And well, you know what happens to Oliver. But we get there. They think they're going to surprise them. The Viltrumites are ready. Thrag, this was tough. He was just standing there waiting for them. And Thetis knows Thetis just wants to kill the entire Viltrum Empire, which we get a little hint that he wants to end the race completely. And we see that Nolan's like, my sons are Viltrumites too. And then it just leaves off there. That conversation ends. So you kind of get a hint that wants to kill everybody. But yeah, so they all just decide to attack Thrag. And then this is where you see just how powerful he is. I I was definitely one of those people that were like, I don't think this guy's got it. There must be some type. There's going to be a twist where he's just like not really the real leader. There's another dude pulling the strings who's really the strongest. All that got put to rest because when I saw Nolan go punch this man, all he just did was that. I'm
Like
like, uh
nothing.
oh. I'm like, uh oh, this isn't good. And so we see them battle it out, Nolan, and this is where we get the backstory, right? They Thrag knocks Nolan all the way down to Viltrum hard, and then they get a backstory of how Thrag became the leader, the backstory of him seeing like really the ruthlessness of Thrag, and just seeing like, yeah, he's a terrible leader. He's terrible. He's
Bro,
about preserving the race of the Viltrum Empire, but his decisions lead to its downfall. Really,
let me
split the
tell you,
population in half.
He's one
Just
that not even in half. He killed
no,
probably 95% of that
yeah,
population.
which
Saying
was like the dumbest, like idiotic decision you could have made. I mean, granted, he was not the one killing; it was his people doing it.
mhm.
But when that funeral scene, I don't know, I cackled a little bit. I'm like, I don't know why he asked that guy behind him, and then he goes, "Oh, like,
Oh
you see
yeah.
any weakness?" I'm like, it's like the only black guy in this area, and immediately kills him. I was like, "Yo, they're not gonna be happy about that."
Mm-mm. No, dude. They was like I don't believe you for no reason.
Yes.
and
It
just
just kills him. Yeah, and so yeah, and then so we get to see kind of the background of the purge. Like he's the one that starts the purge.
So
Um,
stupid, bro. It's
so
such
so
a
dumb. He
stupid.
could have
bully.
prevented this race could have been thriving if he could have just
Hmm.
had better leadership.
Like he
Yeah.
literally, like they lost a lot because of the scourge, but
Hmm.
they still had a shit ton of people
They still
left
had a lot of people. I'm like, bro,
after the whole entire and like
Yeah,
they
but
killed each other. Hmm?
didn't this? So sorry, but didn't the scourge virus happen after the
No,
this
purge?
no, it was before.
Oh,
It was
wait,
before.
are we for real? that true?
Yes, the Scourge
I
happened.
think I think it was the purge, and then it was the scourge because
Ah.
I can see why there's confusion because if you look in the back of that episode, you see a very like similar like Nolan looking young Nolan looking character in the
Mm-hmm.
background, but that's actually not Nolan. They just kind of predicting
Mm,
that's Nolan's dad. That's why they look very similar.
mm,
So that's the purge, and then the scourge virus happened.
Are
mm.
you
So
sure?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm reading it right now. It says the scourge virus
Hmm.
occurred after the Great Purge.
Hmm.
After
Oh,
the Great Purge.
oh, still a
Hmm.
terrible leader. I'm
Yeah,
Yeah.
just gonna say,
yeah,
I just got
This is a bad
before or after.
decision in
Doesn't
general.
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so we get to see the backstory of that. Everybody's fighting. Then Nolan tells him, "Look, I'm not like you are my people, but I can't let you destroy my home, really, my other home." And then Thrag, oh man, you really see how strong he is. I mean, he just cocks that arm back, and you see the whole like wind ripple,
Dude
and
created a vortex.
Yeah.
Sucked
yes,
them in like a black hole.
hmm
You know how strong he
and
is because they show in the previous season that Nolan, when he was leaving Earth, that episode when he was leaving Earth and he was like in depression mode, that he
mhm.
was standing next or like levitating near a black hole. It wasn't really pulling him in. In
Mm.
this episode, you see that
Oh
Thrak
yeah,
like
yeah,
pulled
yeah,
him
he got
in. I
brought
was like,
in,
oh fuck. I was like, this motherfucker about to he punched him so hard that when
dude.
he left the atmosphere, he was creating fire. It's usually reversed. But when he went up, he was creating fire
Dude, so crazy, and he goes for so long,
Yeah, he does.
for so long.
for so long. And then this is where we see, well, we see Space Racer come in, provide
Oh,
the red lizards. That was pretty cool. You didn't like that,
Where
Adam?
was this? No, where was this man the whole time?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Space Racer just shows up, dude.
Yeah,
he
And
just goes in there to ore farm, honestly. Yeah, ore farm doesn't
yeah,
use
yeah.
dibs.
yeah, yeah.
He overfarmed so much that he almost died, unless it was for Tech Jacket.
And so we see they end up killing a few Viltrumites. And then once Thrag knocks Nolan out the way, this is where we see Thrag interact with Oliver. Invincible. Oliver does the exact thing they told him not to do. I am so glad. Dude gets his arm knocked off and his jaw completely separated, and he's
Dude,
out. He's
Oliver's
done.
such a Oliver's such a
Done,
bitch, dude. This is why I
dude.
don't like him as a character because I already kind of know what happens, but like, just the worst. Like,
Mm,
you don't want to have it to be like the stereotypical stepbrother, just annoying character. But he
mm,
just is. Like,
mm.
they're trying to have some like redeeming feeling for him. Well, this man never listens,
No.
and I hope the next season there's a time skip where he gets
Mm,
older. It's
yeah.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. This is not a spoiler. It's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah.
Um, just he's in the back of the tank in Star Wars. He's just healing. Don't know how they were gonna. Replace his jaw. This dude's jaw came off, so I don't know how they can replace
Oh,
his
they
arm. But I don't
fix
know.
anything in this show. They
I
fix
guess so.
anything.
You can
Yeah.
have a
Literally,
whole arm put through
Mark's
you.
like
It's
intestines
fine.
were just dripping out, and I don't know.
Hmm.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
I
Yeah.
mean, the same
After
thing
two
happens
months,
to Nolan, and
Yeah. Yeah.
he's fine. Next
yeah,
episode, fine. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I've
okay.
seen that's been a major criticism of the comp, or well, just the stories that
Hmm.
they make it seem so devastating, but they're completely fine the next episode,
There's no
or they just do
consequences
it
really.
so often. They do it
Hmm.
like we said earlier. Mark gets his ass kicked every single episode, and half of them it's like he's almost to death, like or it, and like then he's fine. Like it just happens so often. You're like, yeah, okay, I know, like I could see where it's like, okay, Invincible's not going to die. It's literally Invincible. It's the name of the
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
But it's like when you have all these side characters that get killed off and then they don't get killed off, or these villains that get killed off and they don't get killed off. That's been one of the major things. It's like, look, I know it's a comic, but this is why TV doesn't have to be straight comic. It can change, and yeah, you're going to get some haters. You can change some things, maybe cause some deaths,
Hmm.
because well, actually, I'll wait till we get there. I'll wait till we get there to finish this point.
Hey,
But
the Guardians of the Globe never came back. The original.
mm, really,
They stick the land. I mean, yeah, like for the very first season, that's when we saw Nolan kill all the Guardians,
Yeah,
the
they never
original
came
mm,
back.
Guardians. They never
Oh
come
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they never came back.
Yeah,
But yeah, so we get to see how powerful Thrag is. He basically can do whatever he wants to anybody there. And Nolan realizes we're not going to beat them. We're not going to beat them. There's too many of them right now. So he gets Space Racer, Thetis, and Mark at the Viltrumites that are left, and they shoot Space Racer's gun into Viltrum.
hard,
Did you got yeah?
hard.
Where okay, I didn't understand why Mark and them went in after. So they shoot the planet, and Mark, Thetis, and Nolan all go in after the bullet, almost as if to like separate the world, but I don't think it needed it.
It's.
Um,
I think my hypothesis was I was seeing online is they needed enough pressure to break because it would have probably just drilled a straight hole through it,
mm.
Yeah.
and it wouldn't really collapse. I mean, yes, it hit the core,
Okay,
but it
that kind
really
of makes
wouldn't have
sense.
collapsed the planet itself.
Hmm.
It would just drill a hole straight through it, and maybe nothing would have collapsed around it. But they
Mm,
needed that extra like force, like that pressure of them flying in to like vibrate and like shake the earth and shake that planet, not earth, but shake the planet of
hmm.
Viltrum to like help it explode. So that's kind of like what I was hearing.
And that's
Okay.
why Nolan was also kept like pulling Mark and like you got to keep up with us. You got to keep up with
Hmm.
us.
Okay, that makes sense. And
Yeah.
so they destroy Viltrum. They explode it.
I did not get
Um,
that part either. I was like, I don't know why y'all destroying the planet.
well, so they explain that Nolan he doesn't think like basically how they just said if you kill Thrag, the Viltrumites won't know what to do. This is like Nolan's version of that. It's like destroy their home. They won't know what to do.
Hmm.
Terrible idea.
Yeah.
It's a good and bad. It worked, but it so as we saw, Thrag is like so mad. Immediately kills Thanos. Immediately.
Yeah.
Not
Bro.
takes his head clean off and goes and then obviously attacks Nolan, punches through him, his stomach. I knew he wasn't dead. I just knew.
Yeah.
I just knew. Because if they would have killed him, I would have been pretty upset right there. I would have liked like a little bit more heartfelt scene because I don't actually. I'm not even gonna say. I have theories about might happen.
Okay, so let me ask. If they kill no one off right there,
Hmm.
it sounds like you wouldn't have enjoyed that moment if they kill him
No,
off right. You didn't
not
think he
right
had a
there.
good redemption of his arc to have
I
like a good like, oh my God, like he's actually gone. This is like for real consequences.
No.
no,
No.
not right there, not right there because he I felt like he still had honestly I think it's because the way he said Mark because he
Hmm.
immediately he's like Mark but he was basically like Mark get out of here not if it would have been like if he would have said it like Mark I
Sincere.
love you like
Yeah.
if that's what he was gonna say then I would have been okay with it but the way he said Mark I'm like oh wait he's telling him to just leave and
Hmm.
I that wouldn't have been closure for me like I am fully expecting him to die at some point in this series
Hmm.
but yeah, so we see Thrag make a decision right then and there that he can't kill Mark because they only have, and they say 37 Viltrumites left. Their home's
Hmm.
been destroyed. He's killing another Viltrumite, basically. He's like, I can't do it. And so this is where we see Thrag some restraint, and the everybody survives. Oliver, of course, is in an incubation tank getting healed. And this is where we find out the Viltrumites are headed to Earth, or they think they're headed to Earth. And so I'll just go straight to the next episode, the season finale. What did you guys feel? First of all, they did our girl Eve. They did her dirty. They did her
No,
dirty.
you don't think that's dirty? That they held back a lot.
Really,
They held back, man. Like
really.
I fully knew what was going to happen when they came back to Earth and they're going to
Hmm.
show Eve,
Yeah,
but they could have drew her way worse compared
really,
to like the comics. Yes, it's like
really.
she really let herself go in the
Mm,
comics, and
mm.
you could
Mm.
really tell. You can tell she got a little bigger, but you assume that it's because she's pregnant. But
Right.
no.
That's
They
what
did
I
a
thought.
Hmm.
Yeah, they did a good job there where Mark returns, and this is where we find out he's been gone for 10 months. They could have done
Hmm.
a little bit better of letting you know throughout the season this is how long they've been.
That
Because the last
works.
thing they said was 2 months, and then
Hmm.
they jumped to 10, and it's like whoa. Um,
He
and
would
we
have had a kid
see,
when he came home.
yeah,
Full kid.
yeah. So we see Eve, and a reason they didn't tell us is because we see Eve heavier set,
Hmm.
and we everybody thinks it's because she's pregnant, and then they
Hmm.
have sex, and I'm like, wait a second, they're not going to say anything about this, and then that's when we find out she's no longer pregnant, had an abortion, didn't know what to do, which really affects Mark because Mark is already going through it because he's scared for his family because he knows they can't beat the Viltrumites if they go to Earth.
Hmm.
And so we find out she didn't keep the baby, but that she just gained weight naturally. And so, but I'm surprised you said. I don't know if I would have liked it more if they really went with there or not. We were just shocked in our household. We were like, "Whoa!" Like
Yeah,
because we're like
they
two
really.
months,
I
but
think
then we found out it was 10.
they could have went that route. I think it would have been okay because it would have
Yeah.
shown. I think it visually would have showed like how tough. I mean, yes, like you can see she's gaining weight and is really. It's
Hmm.
been hard on her those
Right.
past 10. I think it would have been a little bit more effective if you show like she really, really let herself
Mm,
go, and
yeah.
that's what they did in the comics. And it's like you read one issue and then you go to like the next
Oh
one and
wow.
that's what you see and you
Yeah.
haven't seen her in drawn in forever and it was like
Mm,
so shocking and
Mm,
like what happened and they don't tell you either like they
yeah.
go through the whole grieving process and she's working up to tell Mark because Mark is still worrying about like how to protect Earth. He's still trying to find all the other Viltrumites and
Hmm.
she eventually tells him that she had an abortion, which was
Hmm.
a very touching scene. I mean, it shows on like how much it affected Eve too, but it kind of dives into like how Mark is feeling as like the male perspective, and he's like he he really felt bad not for her for having the abortion. Like he's not mad at her.
Yeah.
He's he's mad because he
He wasn't
wasn't there
there.
for her. Yeah, he wasn't there
Yeah.
for her to go through that, and that's what's messing him up a lot.
Yeah. I really like the dialogue between the two.
Mhm.
I liked his line when she was like, I'm sorry, basically for how I look, and he's like,
Mhm.
I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking about how much I missed you.
Yeah.
I
a
really
real
like that
one.
line. Yeah, that was real. That was real.
Hmm.
And so yeah, I really like that line. And then in this episode, we see Mark. He's having visions of his family members and people he loves get killed by Thrag. Maynor, when you saw this for the first time when he killed Debbie, didn't really kill her, for our audio listeners. When you saw that, did you think it was real?
I did. I
You
was like, oh
did.
yes. I was like, no way. I was like, I feel so bad for Mark. He almost saw his brother die. He almost saw his dad died. He came back. His Eve told him, "Hey, I had an abortion." So he
Mhm.
just heard about his unborn son getting killed. And then his mom, I was like, oh, this man cannot catch a break.
Mm.
And I really did think because it reminded me of like back in season 2 when that the Grover Tamari came in and like got his
Anissa,
girlfriend's
Oh
yeah.
Anissa's
yeah.
neck. So it was reminding me of that season, and I was like, oh,
Mm.
no way, this
Yeah.
man's just gonna go through it again.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope
No.
they give Anissa some more screen time. I need it. I need it.
Yeah. I didn't think it was real, and then like 5 seconds before, I'm like, wait a second, is this really happening? Because I was about to be blown away. I'm like, that's
Mhm.
why I love season one, man. It's so violent, it's so shocking. But we find out it's not real, and we see more of these visions later. And we see Mark officially say, like, I need help. This is finally when he says it. He doesn't, and not just to Eve too. He says it to Cecil.
Mhm.
And I really like that scene between him and Cecil because Cecil's like a concerned father almost. Like, hey, you don't even have to say it. We got you. We're gonna help you. And then before I get to the very very end, we also see Nolan return, and we finally see Nolan and Cecil talk. This is what you were talking about earlier, Maynor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And obviously, there's a bad blood. There's always gonna be bad blood. Cecil makes that very clear. Like, I'll never like you. Like you're not welcome on Earth. And so it's interesting that you said that like later down the line, Adam, and I know you said it's not a spoiler because it's not, that Mark's like the only person there on Earth.
Mhm.
And so Um, so yeah, we see that little confrontation, which was good. And
He
every
doesn't
time
even just say, he doesn't even say, I don't want you here. He says, get out of my fucking earth. I
yeah,
was like,
and
you
I'm
go
like, I
for
don't
it,
blame him.
Cecil.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, like we spend time with Nolan, so you kind of feel like, oh yeah, Nolan's a good guy now. But it's like if you take all that away, and your last thing is season one, you're like, oh yeah, Nolan's evil. Like, do
Yeah,
not
he's
trust
bad.
him. Yeah, and so, yeah. But this is where we see they could have done this so much better, so much better. Where Mark, as a therapy session, just goes fly around and like kind of like just going for a walk, and it seems like he's looking at a vision of Thrag, like he had been through the whole episode, and we find out it's real. They could have done this so much better, in my opinion. Um,
I
I feel
thought.
like I feel like if he was like closing his eyes and like, okay, you're not real, and then open them and he was right there in front of him, and if Thrag would have been like, no, I am real and I'm here, like something like that, like intimidating, that would have
Hmm.
been I would have loved that. But
I agree.
they don't they they take it's almost like they take the wind out of it. Like it's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, he's here now. Like,
They
okay.
can do they can easily do, like you said, the close your eyes animation black and then reopen back up and he's right there.
Yeah,
And
dude.
that would have been more cathartic and like effective and like, oh my God, he's real.
He's really there.
That's why I had an issue with it too, because like you said, it did take a little bit of the surprise that he is there and he is real. And
Hmm.
they did take the quote out of the comic. He goes, yes, we are here.
Yeah, I like that.
That had much more of a punch in the comic because they, of course, it's like a 45 minutes, a 50-minute episode, and they want
Hmm.
to stretch it out and see how Mark is feeling, like reliving with like PTSD and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But inside the comic, you open the page, you end on Mark saying, "Oh my God, they're coming to Earth." Next thing you know, you open the new issue,
Hmm.
full splash page, like full artwork. It's connecting
Hmm.
both pages, showing them that the Viltrumites are on Earth. Like in the beginning of the episode, they're
Yeah.
destroying everything.
Hmm.
A full panel worth of them killing everyone on Earth and destruction and everything.
Yeah.
And then you turn to the next page, and is that scene right there where Mark
Uh
Drag is.
Mm.
And you see him like kind of like opening his eyes and he's floating on top of the earth like with all the sunset and everything.
hmm.
So of course I know they want to like have some emotional weight in how Mark is
Yeah.
feeling, but like you said, they could have executed a little bit better because like you didn't feel like the intimidation was there and like oh my God, he is actually here. And just like, okay, he's here now. We're
Yeah.
dealing with the next threat at the moment type of
Yeah.
thing. Mhm.
Yeah, I just felt like, yeah, they could have done that so better, so much better. Because when Thrax starts talking, you're like, okay, he talked in the other visions too, and then it's like they don't really like say anything. Like he just keeps talking, and then you're like,
Mhm.
okay, I guess this is the real one. So that's why it's like, oh man, they could have done that so much better.
Yeah.
And then we hear about Thrag's plan, which I thought was a good one. Of, hey, you, we have 37 of us, which is more than enough to destroy your world.
Hmm.
You let us live amongst you. Don't tell anybody, and we're just going to rebuild our race and just have keep having kids and kids and kids. And he's like, and I did think the voice acting here was good when he's like, you have a choice to make, even though you don't have one. Or
Hmm.
actually, he said that he's like, you don't have a choice, but you have to make one.
You have to
Yep.
make it.
And so it's, as you said earlier, Adam, it's all on Mark's shoulders. Like right then
Hmm.
and there, it's like, are you going to choose to let everybody die right now, or are you going to let us, the enemy, basically sleep under your roof?
Hmm.
Which I was like, okay, Thrag really is desperate because, I mean, if you heard Nolan in the first season say how lowly humans are, how they're
Hmm.
so like Viltrumites are so much better, and already know how Thrag thinks. So if he's making this decision to live amongst them and to rebuild, like he honestly, it's a smart move. Like it's like his only move, but like he
Hmm.
put his pride to the side. You know.
Yeah, I think that's he put his ego to the side and he's like,
Hmm.
what's the best for my community? And this is what has to be
Finally,
done. Yeah. the
finally.
decision he should have made a long time ago. But
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about it because I want to ask some questions at the very end. I want to get
Okay.
your predictions. So I'll let y'all
Okay.
chat about this.
I like that scene a lot. I also do like how I connected back once again when like the Lady Voldemort came in and asked Mark like, "Hey, this is your plan that we have for you, and you gotta agree to it." And even Cecil was like, "Yes, just say yes." And Mark was like saying no, and no because he didn't want to like give them that.
Hmm.
But in this episode, he was like saying no, no, no. But then he's like, "Yes, like you can do that," because he finally
Yeah.
knows like, yeah, I cannot take on these guys.
Hmm.
I do have a theory though that the reason he didn't kill Mark earlier in or like last episode was like I think he realized how strong Mark can get and that he's still not like at his full power.
Hmm.
Because like he let Mark hit him and everything, and I think like he was like about to kill him, but I feel like he realized like this kid has power. Like he's half human, half Voldemort, but he's able to still like he has a really good like willpower and everything, but he can be more powerful. Like he even said like I killed Conquest. He's like show me and
Yeah, but do you think that's he think it was out of like he respects Mark because he's powerful, or he's just like I don't want to keep killing other Viltrumite? Like we've
I
obviously seen the goal now is to just breed and have more. Like he's
but
past
I think
killing.
it's respect because like he said like I kill Conquest and he was like a bit shocked like show me that you kill Conquest because they know even Conquest was saying
Yeah,
like other Viltrumites are scared of me like they tell me to do all this and I do it but then yet they're scared of me they won't talk to
yeah.
me
Great
and I
scene, by
think
the way.
yeah I did like that scene uh so I think like he realizes like this half human half Viltrumite hybrid is working it doesn't make our people weaker it's
Hmm.
making it like so stronger because on the opposite
That's a
side
good point.
Oliver is made with like a bug like hybrid and
Hmm.
he got his ass thrown around both times by Conquest
Yeah,
and him so
And
yeah.
that's why like you're telling me like about Oliver. That's why he and he even mentions in that episode while he's about to take out Oliver, it's like you're not one of us type of
Yeah.
thing. And he views Mark as one of them. And that's
Ah,
I mean, that's why he made the ultimate decision to come to Earth. Because even in
yeah,
that dialogue, Drax says, "Obviously, you are the product of like
yeah,
our like success,
yeah.
and we want to. This is the only way we can continue because like this is like the best option. Because obviously, you get into more of like okay, like the question type of thing, like okay, Thrax is powerful, and you have several female Viltrumites. Why doesn't he just hit it with Anissa? Well,
Hmm.
obviously, you're gonna get into like the theory of like, okay, well, like the genetics are gonna be like really bad in the future. It starts getting into more like the incest realm, like you're gonna
Hmm.
be having like future relatives type of thing. So that's
Yeah,
why he makes the decision. Like, you see, we see that it worked with you, with your father, and you are the product of that, and you are this powerful. So
hmm,
that's why we came here, and I'm gonna put my pride to the side and my ego,
hmm.
and I want to see the betterment of my race, and I want us to continue and
Yeah,
maybe eventually take over in the future. But I'm just gonna hold it
yeah.
there. I don't want to get into spoilers.
Right.
For so.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a good plan, interesting plan. I'm like, okay, this is a like I have something to look forward to for next season to see how they
Mhm,
deal with it, like what's gonna happen, who does Mark tell,
mhm.
and so I did like it, and I'm really interested. I'm like, okay, they're gonna be there. They're all gonna be there, and Thraxa's gonna be walking among them. So I'm really interested in that. Just the last little point before you ask us our questions, Adam. We also see at the very end where they already hinted at it earlier that Thetis, before he died, created another scourge virus which would kill humans as well, and tells Alan like Viltrumites cannot live on. They can't. They have to go extinct. So it's like if you need to do it, just basically drop it on Earth.
Mhm.
And that's where it ends. I didn't think we needed that. I think that was already like pretty much said earlier. Like they even showed he had another vial. And I don't know. I just
It's
thought that
important
was
in a
okay.
way because it sets up a huge moral dilemma for Alan. Because
Yeah, I guess
obviously
so.
Alan.
he's friends with Mark and he's friends with Nolan now. So is he going to ultimately use this? Oh man, yeah, yeah. There you go. Get the Alan.
Wait. Yep,
For our
Yeah,
there we
there
view,
it
go.
for
is.
our audio
Yeah.
listeners, Austin is standing up. He's showing off his Alan merch. Number one stan.
It's
One
Rayleigh's
of the
favorite
best
character.
characters.
It's really
Really favorite
my
Alan.
yeah. Yeah, that's Alan. And
My
I have an
favorite
Omni Man one. I just
character is
couldn't find it.
it's
That's
Paul.
my
Paul Spaghetti. My favorite.
yeah. So yeah, everybody, that was our Invincible season 4 review. Before we end it, Adam, you said you wanted to ask us a few questions.
Yes. So kind of where we are wrapping up. So like kind of like continuing on our conversation about Alan's like
Mhm.
discovery of the Scourge virus. Like, okay, so now he has information and he's befriended Mark, Oliver, and Nolan. Like, do what are your predictions on the future seasons? Like, what do you think he has to go through in regards to like, is he actually going to use this virus or not? Like, what do you think his mindset is at this point in the story?
I feel like Alan, like he doesn't like the Ultramites, but I feel like he has like that heart. Like he trusted Nolan and like he trusted Mark and even when he found out that
Thetis.
Thetis,
Datus.
like found out he was a Ultramite, he like still liked him, still trusted him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the coalition is gonna like try to they're gonna find out that he has this and they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
try to pressure him
Mm,
and they're gonna find out like, hey, I feel like they're gonna find out that there's Viltrumites on Earth. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that's gonna be kept a secret. I don't think Mark's gonna
no,
be able to keep that a secret. I think
no.
Because
he
you have
will.
to remember, Alan is now the official leader of the Coalition of Planets, and he
Right,
has a huge responsibility
right.
now.
Yeah.
So,
I think if anything, it's gonna be up more of a like an Alan and Talia type tension because I feel like Talia's gonna be
Mm,
like more pushing him to do it because she saw firsthand like what they were doing when they invaded the planet and she was
mhm,
traumatized by it. Like you can see it in her facial expressions. But like Alan, I feel like he's like he can handle it or not handle it, but he's just seen it. He's was literally bred to fight them. But he
mm.
has like a really good heart. He has like he can see both sides. I don't think he'll want to, but I think he'll either be pressured, someone steals it, and then tries to use it.
don't forget that Alan still is the only living Unopan, and the Viltrumites did kill his whole race. So he still
Yeah,
has that hanging over him. Just a,
yeah. And they brought that up.
uh,
They brought that up in
yeah.
the finale. Like, as a
Hmm.
Unopan, how can you, be not so worried about this or whatever?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, that's a good point because I never thought about the Talia situation because they are a strong couple and she's gonna
Hmm.
find out. She even says it how she's gonna get Alan to tell her. It's so, but yeah, no, I don't think he'll use it, and if he does, I don't think it'll be to wipe out multiple. I feel like it could be just a vial, like maybe in someone's neck or
Hmm.
something like that. I don't think he'll just drop it on Earth. At least I just don't think that way. I don't think he'd do that.
Hmm. And
Because
my
at the end
one
of the day, his friends are his friends.
hmm my one
And
A
they'll
question
find some way.
to
Yeah.
your follow up is in regards to the scourge virus, do you think it is will affect the humans' genetics, or is it just still Viltrumite only?
Oh
I
no, I
forgot.
thought it was humans because I thought they said that. He's like it'll kill a Viltrumite
It's
and human.
it was left up in my interpretation. It was left up in the air,
Mm.
and from
Okay.
based on memory, I don't remember in regards to what it is in the comics. That's why I'm still curious too, because
Hmm.
I was like, okay, does it really affect humans or both in aspects in completely wipe out the whole earth?
Hmm.
So that's why I'm still looking for it because there's some stuff I still forget, and they can always change.
Yeah.
Obviously, they added a whole um, Damien Darkblood storyline from
Yeah.
out of nowhere, so we'll see what that
Uh,
happens to.
Um, I
yeah, I
think when
don't
like when
know.
he was telling Nolan, like he was like telling him like this is gonna like this is what killed the Viltrumite, but this is stronger. But Nolan was like my son is half Viltrumite, like my sons
Mhm.
are. So I think it's just like it is interpreted like it might kill Viltrumites, but it like if it can kill Viltrumites, it can 100% also kill
I guess the
humans.
genetics are close, is what they're telling. Like
Yeah,
they're very similar
because
Hmm.
genetic
that's why they
wise.
were able to like breed really perfectly and have like
Yeah.
such good offsprings that are just as strong as them.
Man, speaking of that, I will say I don't know what they're doing with this, or they just wrote themselves in the corner. Like they said that they sent out multiple fleets, to go, uh, like reproduce with other planets. And as far as we know, we've only met Mark, and so I'm like, where are the other Viltrumites that were supposed to be doing that? Did they all fail? Did it not work? Or were they unable to do it and then, they had war started? Like I wish they would give us more background if they have it.
Hmm.
Or they just wrote it in.
I feel like
Um
they failed.
I mean,
I
I don't want you to give anything away, Adam, but that's what I'm
I'm
just
not because
wondering.
no, my it was gonna be like more of like a question answer too. I was like,
Okay.
well, in reality, like he did in the episode, they said they recalled all the Viltrumites back,
Hmm.
and I'm assuming like you said it did fail because like obviously you see like Oliver's character is more of like a half-breed Viltrumite, and he's not the
Hmm.
strongest like Mark is.
Yeah.
So I guess in a way it did fail, like Maynor said. Um,
Hmm.
that's why it's still like they're still really trying, and that's why there's not that many of them left.
Yeah.
But that's a good question because we don't know if there's any versions of Mark out there in the universe,
Hmm.
and will they come into play? Um, I'll hold my tongue
Yeah.
there.
Speaking of that, that also thought, like in the episode where they give us, I don't remember if it's the Pan Ultimate episode or the episode where they give us the original background of the Viltrum Empire, but Thrag says unless we can find a offspring of the old Viltrumite, the old king, he's like, I will assume my duties, and I'm like, okay, is that going to come into play? Will they find one of his kids? Because I'm like, why write that? Why
Yeah.
write that? So I'm interested to see what they go. I feel like that's going to be brought back up. So I'm interested to see where that goes, because I'm like, okay, man, they didn't need to write that. Like, you could have been like, I will be your, because they even say like he's bred to be the strongest. He was the second in line anyway. It seemed
Yeah.
like, or obviously it was, not seemed like it, obviously. So I'm like, okay, is there a hidden baby out there? Is there, did that man breed with somebody who they didn't think was genetically a match? So I'm like,
These
so
are
I'm
good
interested to see where they go
questions.
there.
These are good
Yep.
questions. We're only 55% through the story.
Yeah. So that had me thinking too. But yeah, so I'm interested to see where that goes.
Mhm,
I'm interested to see who Mark tells first, like other than maybe Eve. I'm interested
mhm.
when Cecil finds out. I know he's gonna find out eventually. I'm like 90% sure. And so I'm like, I wonder how that's gonna go. I- And my number one thing, how are they gonna train Mark so he can be the best he can be and strong, because he's not even close to. I mean, I guess he's closer to the other Viltrumites, but I'm like, okay, who's going to take out Thrag? I have so many like kill sequences that I want to see how they could kill Thrag, but I'm just waiting to see. I'm not even gonna put that out in the air. But yeah, so I'm interested to see how they train Mark, how they're going to get
Mhm.
stronger. If there's any credence to the leader of the I can't remember the guy's name, the old leader of the Viltrum Empire. If there's even credence
Mhm.
to his offsprings, and
Argyle
then
is Argyle or something like
Argyle,
that.
yes, Emperor
Yeah.
Argyle, yeah. And then I guess the thing you were talking about Alan, yeah, deciding what to do with the scourge virus and the coalition of planets maybe interfering and stuff like that.
Good. Second
So those
question.
those are the big three for me, like big three questions I have.
Second question for both of y'all. When we last see Robot and Monster Girl,
Oh yeah.
because we never
Mm.
talked about that. They
Yeah.
are trapped in the other side of the dimension, and you see a little snippet in the last episode where Cecil is trying to open another dimension to try to get Monster Girl Robot back.
Hmm.
Is there anything that you think their story, what prediction do you see their story taking and being involved into the main story?
I feel like they're gonna be able to find out about how to teleport technology. I feel like that's the biggest thing because like Cecil said, like we've been trying to figure out how to do it, but they can't do it. And the other person that can do it out of will is the nut guy, the one that looks
Yeah.
like a ball.
Hmm.
I'll call him like
Angstrom,
that. Nah, ball
which
guy.
we didn't get any
Uh
Angstrom this season.
Good,
Good, good.
good. I need a break from
Uh,
him.
oh god.
Um, so I feel like it's that. I feel like it's gonna be the dimension. It's gonna have to do something because like Robot is super smart. I think Monster Girl is just there as like the brute and like their connection that they have. But I think it is gonna be doing something with like the dimension.
Yeah.
I thought it was perfect that those two went in because those two are the kids, and that
Mhm.
is she's trying to get older and you age faster there. So I'm really interested to see how that goes. I'm
Mm.
fully expecting them to be. I don't even know some adults. I'm fully expecting adults. And then I'm also now that you bring that up, Adam, at the in the season finale, Cecil's like 2 weeks. You better figure out how to get here faster. And so I'm like, okay, if that's like if they could somehow teleport, Maynard just said teleport weapons, maybe they can teleport an army or something like that to help. But when I saw them go into the thing and they got stuck, I'm like, okay, those two characters are going in there because those are the two characters. One of them wants to be an adult. The other one, I don't know what he wants. That dude is weird as fuck. Robot is so weird. I used to like him, now I don't. Um, but yeah,
A
so
lot of nuance to this character. I
yeah.
hope when if they bring back the storyline, I hope they do not involve it in a Invincible season. I hope they
Mm,
take the Adam Eve route and make it a special or its own
mhm,
season
mm,
because their stuff alone, I mean, I don't know if this spoils or not, but it can make a whole different show. It can
mhm,
make a whole different show that can
mm.
tie in into this one.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like they might then if that's the case.
mhm.
Yeah, I would love that. I mean, I love the Adam Eve special. That was great.
It was a good one.
But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking with that. I expect them to be older when they're coming back, and then maybe that the dimensional stuff has to maybe could help the coalition transport to Earth when the if a battle goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so those are my predictions.
I enjoyed two different perspectives.
Hmm.
And my last question. So we see that obviously Thrag and the rest of the Viltrumites are hiding on Earth, and they are instructed to reproduce.
Yeah,
Obviously, you see General Krieg spent like didn't waste any time at all.
yeah,
My
yeah.
man is with a girl already, living the
Hmm.
full American life,
Hmm.
motorcycle, cigarette, and everything. Um, do you think their time on Earth will have any effect on their character and their ways like no it had on Nolan?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Mm.
Mhm. But they're
We
already
haven't
grown
met
already.
that. I don't think we've met the character that if it does have an effect on them, I don't think we've met them. I can't see Krieg. Nessa,
I
that'd be a great arc, character arc, because she seems like she's got the RBF. She has
Mhm.
RBF, man. And so that'd be great. But I don't see her. Lucan, we don't really know much about Lucan. So
He's on Family Feud. He's hosting.
I don't know. I don't know. He seemed the most like transition. Like he had a suit on. It looked like he was going to work. But that is a great question.
I feel like
Man, I'm
Anissa
assuming,
no. She seems
yeah,
so prideful.
yeah, I
I feel like
know.
she'll fight that pride.
Hmm.
Krieg, I see him. He already folded when he was shown, like he was in the motorcycle. I was like, yeah, no, this one's gonna find out. He's like, this kind of a more chill life.
Mhm.
Yeah,
A couple
yeah.
months ago, I was getting beat up by an old ass guy, and right
Hmm.
now, I'm about to get laid. I think I'm fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's a really good question. If any other Viltrumite will change just like Nolan did.
I feel like
But
Because
Krieg will.
because
Krieg,
remember they
Yeah.
are alone in their own little pocket and they're
right.
not with Thrag anymore. So
Hmm.
Thrag doesn't know
Oh,
what's going
okay.
on with this, and we don't know how these characters are changing. So like that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think it will affect them and have like a rift inside like the Empire and like set thinking like that we are wrong type of thing? Or do you think that they're
Mm.
stick to their plan and still follow behind Thrag's plan?
Anissa, 100%. A hundred
Okay.
I,
percent.
yeah, I think some of them would, because really, I thought some of them were gonna maybe abandon him when they saw the planet explode, just because they're like, all your decisions have led to this.
Yeah.
Like our population was cut in half because of you. The scourge virus killed all these people because of your decisions. The Our
Hmm.
planet got killed because you did not want to surrender. And so I could definitely see some of them, especially with the influence of the humans, being like Maynard said, this is not the life I want to live. Like
Hmm.
it's more comfortable. But I don't know. That's a really good point. I never thought about
And
that.
they could eventually maybe help the fight in the future.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
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 Maybe maybe they're kids. We don't know.
Mm,
Because
yeah.
obviously we see Nolan once he had Mark and Mark developed powers, it kind of he like flipped a switch and he's like, okay, now like I'm here for my duty and stuff. But obviously his time, 20 years on Earth, like affected him with Debbie.
Hmm.
So who knows that any of these characters meet like their significant other or multiple and
Yeah.
they kind of grow like accustomed to human life and like, man, we've been doing this wrong the whole time. Like,
S-
But I
So
think it
yeah.
might also depend because, like, I think Devi as a character really is what brings all these characters grounded. It grounded Nolan. It even grounds Mark to this day, and even like
Hmm.
Oliver. And I think when he was fighting him in season one, like no, like Mark was had that human side of him still like showing off. And I think that's why also Nolan decided to leave because he's like, fuck, I can't kill my own kid. And like it's the emotional connection. I don't think it all depends on like who their partners are, but I don't think they'll be able to have like build that emotional connection. I think
Yeah.
Krieg is just gonna turn on them because I feel like he just likes life on Earth. And he's like, this is
Mm.
better than the rituals we had when we were like trying to kill each other when we turned like 20 something or whatever.
Um, yeah, oh man, I just had what my idea was gonna be, or what I was gonna say. I can't think of what it was. But yeah, I don't know. What was your question, Adam? What was it again?
it was more in the aspect of like, okay, could these Viltrumites like have like a
Oh,
turn point or like
y-
their children, like their
yeah.
significant other, like help change them in a way to help fight against Thrag.
So, okay. So what I'm thinking right now is two things. One, there's going to be a time jump. If kids are in play, there has to be a
Hmm.
time jump and there has to be a bigger time jump if they are expecting them to get powers. Unless they get early powers somehow, earlier than Mark, maybe they get them like at 10 or something. But that tells me that there probably is going to be a time jump. And not next season. I don't see it next season. But at some point, there's probably going to be a bigger time jump. And I don't know because I mean, I don't want to judge, but like Krieg, Krieg looked like he was just having fun. He looked
There's
like
no
he was
judgment
just
at
gonna.
all. He's just
No,
living
he.
life.
Yeah, I know, but I could definitely see him like, yeah, I got like 10 kids right now. Like I I don't know because
I
literally
personally
that's
hope
what
there's
they
a time
want.
skip. I hope there's
Huh?
a time skip.
Oh, there's a time skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see there being a significant time skip, like years.
Hmm.
But so they have no idea. Like Krieg doesn't know what's going on with Vanessa. Thrag doesn't know what's going on with Vanessa.
Hmm.
So they're really just we are hiding in plain sight.
Exactly.
The most secretive thing because so nobody knows.
They don't even tell.
Um,
I'm sure they're not even gonna tell their significant other they have superpowers or they have these
no,
abilities. So
no way. Yeah, they're gonna keep everything secret.
yeah,
So yeah, so then I'm interested to see how they bring those characters next season back into the fold of like, okay, when do they get to use their powers? When,
yeah. I hope
because yeah.
I hope they bring a certain storyline into play,
Mm,
and it's a very sensitive topic in regards to like nowadays, and I hope they adapt it because it will it will put a massive psych and mental toll on Mark. And I
mm,
hope they do it because they already foreshadow, like you see it already. It's affecting him.
yeah,
But my man is not getting beat physically; he's getting beat mentally, and I hope
yeah,
they do that too because it shows his growth as a character and why he makes certain decisions.
mm,
And I hope they adapt the storyline
yeah,
into next season.
yeah.
I feel
I'm
like they're
never gonna
scared.
read the comic. I,
Don't. I'd rather have
nah,
it this way because so that both of y'all can make predictions.
yeah, yeah. I'm never gonna read the comic. And so I know like Tyler watched the show and then read the comics, and
Mhm.
I can't do it. Like I want to find out through the show. I don't want, even if it takes years, I don't want to find out because I've been watching this show since season one, and
Mhm.
so like I just want to just like everybody else, like along for the ride. Just show me.
I
But
gave in
yeah,
at season 2. I started reading it.
yeah.
Mm.
Best decision ever.
Um,
It was great.
any other questions, Adam?
And I think that's about it. Any, just one, maybe one last one. Is there
Yeah.
any particular moment from this season that was your favorite that stood
Oh,
out to you?
that's a good question. That's a good question.
Hmm.
For
Maynor?
me, oh,
Um,
Maynard.
from me, it was funny enough. It was in the filler episode, and it's when he was like talking about like is there a hell and all this
Oh, that
stuff,
was a good.
and
Yeah, that was good.
yeah, and I just feel like that whole entire scene, so like even like most of that episode, I feel like it really added more to Mark. Like he kind of realized like because he asked, "Is there a heaven?" He's like, "There's no heaven," because like people
Hmm.
really only care about the evil deeds, and I
Hmm.
feel like that built onto Mark's character of like he doesn't want to kill people, but he needs to. His dad did a shit ton of evil deeds right before he
Hmm.
left.
Hmm.
So I just like that. I think it just adds a bit more layer to Mark's like thinking wise.
It's good.
Yeah. For me, I would say honestly, I really like the bonding between Nolan and Oliver. Nolan's my favorite character. Season one, Nolan's my favorite character.
Hmm.
That dude was a menace. That was so. Oh man, there's nothing like season one. But
Season 1 was so good. Iconic.
but yeah, no, I loved even Nolan's my favorite character. He's still my favorite character. So yeah, I would say the bonding between him and Oliver. That was probably some of my favorite stuff throughout this season. What about you, Adam? You had a favorite part?
Definitely the JJK like Black Flash scene when Mark punched Thrag,
Oh
and
yeah,
Mm.
that's like when
yes,
the tone shifts and you find out like yes, you see like Nolan like trying
yeah,
to attempt to punch Thrag and you see he misses and he's quite strong he is. But
yeah,
like I think this one showed like Thrag is not to be messed around with.
hmm,
He is the real deal. He lives up to the hype. And
yeah.
you can see like we didn't even talk about he completely just wiped um Thaddeus. Thaddeus.
Thetis.
It
Thaddeus.
is.
Put some
We'll never
respect
get it
on the
right.
man's name.
We'll never get it right, y'all.
Yeah,
He just took him out within an instant. Like
Yeah.
yeah, he did.
when he actually
Yeah,
is kind of trying, dead. It
hmm,
was ripped his head off completely.
yeah,
And I'm glad they showed how powerful Thrag is because
yeah. Me
I
too.
was afraid how the internet is gonna react. Keep calling him his little skull loving bitch boy ass
Yeah,
because that's all the memes I was saying. Like
Uh,
all this man was talking to a skull and he's running away, he's hiding, he's not doing anything.
yeah.
Um, I just look forward to the next coming season. I hope they adapt like pretty one on one with the comic.
So,
I hope they don't veer off. Thing.
last question. That thing that you were saying that you really hope is in the storyline, could that even possibly come up next season, or would it probably be a couple seasons from
Yeah,
now?
definitely. It could come
Okay,
up next
next
season
season.
because
Um,
it heavily entails on like Thrag's plan. It
mm,
correlates to that,
okay.
mm.
and I hope it's involved next season.
Um, last thing before we close out, how would you guys rate it on a 1 to 10 scale? Just this season. I I'll just start off. I would give this a strong 7. I thought it was
Hmm.
solid. Maybe on rewatch I might go higher, but right now I think I would I would have liked a little bit more menacing Thrag. I had some things that I had issues with, but overall I thought it was a good season, really good.
Hmm. So
Um,
season one, and then this season, and then the rest.
No, I honestly I do 1, 3, 4, 2.
Two, yeah, two's got to be
Um,
the weakest one.
yeah.
Three, man, three is really good. I love the Cecil and Mark dynamic. I love Conquest. They have 2 episodes of Conquest basically,
Hmm.
and so
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, season 3 is great too. But yeah, 1, 3, 4, 2.
Hmm. Mine will be 1, 4, 3, 2.
Mm.
I think
Mm.
just the Thrag part, like, kind of edges out
Edged
the
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to say edge, but I was trying
yeah,
to find another word.
yeah.
But my rating, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Hmm.
I rated each episode as I watch, and I did the
Uh,
average. So that's
Oh,
like
okay.
my average.
that's a good way to do it.
It would have been so much higher, but episode four dragged it down so
It's good,
much.
It's
man. It's
good.
good.
No, it is the most
It
useless
is.
episode ever.
I
I
But
like
think
I
it
it
guess
in
added
Dark
to.
Blood.
I personally think
you
it added to
convinced me.
Mark.
Yeah, you convinced me that it added some character depth to Mark because he's like, okay, like no matter how good you do this, you just kind of like end up like to nothing type of thing. But it's such a filler. They wasted like the Mr. Louis scene, whatever the dragon shit that was going on too. That was not
Mhm.
needed either.
Yeah, no, that was
Um,
awful. That was awful. But yeah, 7.5. Okay.
yeah.
Maynor?
Also, before I gave my rating, I also do like that episode because it showed up the mummy again, and I love his bit of him just being sexy. He finds like, you know what, whatever. I can actually take on a girl's body, and then he comes out. He's
Mm,
like, oh, this is actually pretty nice.
yeah.
I rated an 8 out of 10. Um, my season's rankings is heavily influenced because I binge watch season two to season four in a week.
Hmm.
I do season four. No, no, season three, season four, season one, and then season
What?
two. Yeah.
Whoa.
Wait, why
I
is season one so
Whoa.
low?
Yeah.
I haven't seen season one in like 2 years.
I
So
guess
I haven't
Oh.
rewatched it. I really loved season three, season four. I think the
I guess
pacing
we
of those
haven't
two seasons.
asked in your perspective because you did a binge watch. So we waited for years for this stuff. And like I don't know if that has like any emotional impact difference on
Uh
like me and Austin compared to you because we waited a long time and maybe I don't know, binge watching it is a little bit different feeling because you get it like right back to back. There's no like
yeah. It's
emotional weight
definitely
to have on these characters type of
It's
thing.
definitely different. Because season one, I binge watched it all in a day, and it was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago to this day, I think.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then I literally just watched it. But season two dragged. I did not like that season. Season three, I loved it a lot because it was like faster pace. I think the fights were better. The character development of Mark was also a lot better. And I was telling Austin like how much I was hating Mark's character development, especially in season two, where like he started and that by the end of the scene he was still the same person, like nothing changed, everything in between like did nothing.
Mhm.
And season three I think did a really good job with all the side stories. I think all the side stories really connected well. The death of Rex really hit,
Yeah,
like
it really
I was
exploded.
sad, yeah. And even of like Immortal and Kate, I really like those deaths really did hit me because I all season that's all they were showing up a lot. I loved the conclusion of like the ball man. I loved the inclusion of
I
like
know you're talking about. I know
of
you're
all
talking
the
about.
other marks and everything. So
Hmm.
that's why I rate season three a lot higher and loved season four because it was all just focused on Mark, Nolan, and Alan. And I love that they just focus on them three because
Yeah.
throughout everything else, like it's always been like episode of Mark and then Eve episode and
Yeah.
Rex
Yeah.
episode, monster robot, and it kind of gets like just too much.
Convoluted. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish they had more Cecil this season,
Yeah. I
yeah.
personally,
miss Cecil. I
because
miss
I want to
Cecil.
see what's like. Maybe yeah, those episodes that we had in Hell could have been saying showing like the effects of not having any major protector. The only protectors we have is Immortal. We have the Kates, maybe I think I don't know if she's retired or not. I can't remember.
In season four, they're
This
dead.
season, this season,
They're dead.
did I not remember
Mark killed them, like evil Mark in
Kate?
season three. Yeah.
I don't
Mm.
remember. I thought no, there's no.
Yes. He killed the more he just ripped his head off and then killed Kate. And he was like, oh, I wish I hadn't killed you so fast because now the fun is over.
I thought Kate was hiding. She was that was not the main one.
That was in season two
Oh
when
my
her and
god.
Amor were hiding in that cabin or something.
Yeah. And then they came back season three.
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe
Um.
I remember that wrong, but still we have Paul, Protector of Earth, and Debbie. We got Donald.
Semi Eve. Hey, Donald's the
mm,
goat. Donald.
yeah.
Donald
Donald
is the
is the
goat.
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 Yeah.
I thought it was so silly that he did not know how to turn off his machine when there's a big ass red
Bro,
lever next to it.
bro.
I was like, what the hell is going on?
I know. I'm like,
um,
Donald, you are a machine. Just do something, dude.
I know. He
Yeah.
decides to mention it all
there's
things.
the two black superheroes. I don't remember their names.
Bulletproof and Samson,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're there.
Yeah.
I guess
The British
Captain
guy, the new
Britt,
Brit.
Captain
Yeah.
Britt, yeah.
oh, alien guy, he's still
Oh
The
my
there.
Martian
God, I
guy.
can't stand him.
You
I
can't.
can't
I
stand
love
that
him. I
guy.
love him.
No, no. But yeah, anything else, guys?
I think that's it.
It's,
Okay.
We pretty much touched on everything.
Yeah, yeah. Next season, next year, they said they want to be consistent of coming out in the spring of every year. So it is planned between February or April for next year, I saw. And they season 5 is already confirmed. I mean, the whole seasons, everything is going to be confirmed. But yeah, guys, that was our season 4 and our longest review and longest video yet.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
as it should be, it's a whole season of television. But let us know what you guys think. Did you think it lived up to the previous seasons? What did you like about this season? What didn't you like? And give us your ratings in the comments. And follow us at the Z Listers on Instagram, YouTube, and as you guys know, we just uploaded our Spotify page a couple weeks ago, so y'all check us out there if you don't have time to watch the videos. But we'll see you guys next episode where we will continue our 2010s Letterbox Top 4. You guys will getting a break for a week and get this episode, and then tomorrow or next week you'll get our 2010s. But until then, I'll see you guys. Maynor, you had something?
No.
Okay. We'll see you guys later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
See you guys.